Diddy got 6 lawsuits that I haven't covered. I think it's 7. It's actually 7, y'all. He don't have the money, so y'all can just stop suing him, okay? Leave him alone at this point. All right, here's a real quick snippet of all 7 lawsuits that have recently been filed against Diddy. So we're going to run through them real quick, and then we'll dive into each one of them individually later into the video. And guess what? A lot of these aren't even represented by Tony Buzbee. All right, so the newest one just dropped yesterday, December 23rd. His name is Phillip Pines. He's Diddy's former assistant. He worked from like 2019 until 2021. He was responsible for setting up and also cleaning down the freak-offs. Diddy sometimes called them Wild King Nights. Phillip is suing Diddy for battery, harassment, and trafficking. Keep an eye out on this guy. I have a feeling that the feds are going to want to talk to him really soon, because if he was one of the people setting up and breaking down the freak-offs, yeah, he's definitely going to be a witness. All right, the second lawsuit, her name is Latroy Grayson. She won a radio contest way back in 2006 and was flued out to go hang with Diddy at a Diddy party. She took a drink, woke up in a hospital, and she don't know what happened. And she's being represented by the lawyer Ariel Mitchell. All right, number 3, we have a Jane Doe from Tony Buzbee. He's currently in the middle of a heated battle with Sean Carter. He has a total mess on his hands, but this is one of his other Jane Does. She claims she was violated by Diddy way back in 1991, the same night of that stampede that took place during a party that Diddy was throwing, and people actually passed away from this event. All right, so the next 3 people are all men, and they're represented by the lawyer who also represented a woman who sued Harvey Weinstein. Let's get into his 3 accusers. Number 4, John Doe, another former employee of Diddy. He said he was an assistant as well. He met up with Diddy back in 2020 just to kind of get his final paycheck or to get some back pay, and Diddy harmed him as well. All right, John Doe number 5, he met Diddy at a club in 2019. He was invited to go back to the after party at a Hyatt hotel. He took a drink, he was harmed, and he was paid off after the incident happened, allegedly. And the last John Doe, represented by this same attorney, accuser number 6, he said he was at a party with Diddy back in 2020 at his mansion in East New York, and same story, same scenario, took a drink, he was violated as well. All right, now this lawsuit is going to be completely separate from them. This was actually filed on November 30th, so lawsuit number 7 out of the bunch that I'm covering. I never got a chance to go over this on my page because it was so much happening around the time this one was filed. He was still fighting for bail, so I was covering the bail coverage, but this one is from an associate of Cassie by the name of Bryana. She is suing for battery, false imprisonment, and a lot of other things. One of the scenarios that she brings up in her lawsuit was actually the same scenario mentioned in Cassie's lawsuit. So we know there may be some validity there because we have 2 different lawsuits that are kind of mentioning each other. She said she was at Cassie's apartment when Diddy just kind of bust through the door, a little upset, and he jacked her up and hung her over the balcony, and he pretty much touched on her as well. Hey, and she said she feared for her life, so yeah, she's suing him too. All right, so those are all 7 of the lawsuits that I didn't cover on my page because so much was happening, but let's dig into each one a little bit deeper. All right, y'all, man, let's just read through these suits. I usually pull the legal files up, but I don't feel like doing that. We're just going to pull these articles from news sources and just make it a lot easier and simpler. Maybe when this lawsuit in particular drops, I might go over this one because this is a former employee, so I'm actually interested in more detail on what the lawsuit has. But let's just take a look at the Rolling Stone article. So this is going to be the most recent accuser of seancombs, former assistant, and let's read through this. All right, a man who says he worked for seancombs from 2019 through 2021 has sued the disgraced music mogul with claims he was ordered to coordinate evenings called Wild King Nights and forced to perform a intimate act in front of Combs to prove his loyalty. Diddy thought he was never gonna get caught. He was doing some wild stuff. I really don't think Diddy thought he was doing anything wrong. Real talk. In a new 32-page lawsuit filed Monday, obtained by the Rolling Stone, plaintiff Phillip Pines alleges Combs instructed him to supply a range of party favors, toys during days-long sexual escapades, and he had to clean the trash rooms afterwards. Pines claimed that when he traveled with Combs, he was in charge of a black Gucci bag known as the MVP bag that allegedly contained the often illicit party provisions. Hey man, we've heard this before. I think Gene Deal talked about this too, that there was always like this bag that Diddy always carried. All right, so the plaintiff was instructed by Sean Combs on multiple occasions to ensure his personal bedroom or various hotel rooms were set up with red lights, ice buckets, alcohol, some Mary Jane, honey packs, baby oil, Astroglide. Listen, ever since I've been doing the Diddy case, I just learned what the hell Astroglide is. I never even heard of it. All right, towels, illegal party favors, and power banger blank machines. I don't even know what the hell a power banger sex machine is. This is crazy. These were called Wild King Nights. The lawsuit filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court alleges Pines claims the drugs he supplied also included Plan Bs. Oh my God, I'm carrying the Plan B! Known as the morning after pill and, oh my, Cialis. Y'all can look that up and see what that's for. I'm not gonna put Diddy business out there. Plaintiff would remove any evidence of party favors, condoms, toys, remove stains like urine or fluids from the sheets, furnitures, and pack all the items used during the Wild King Night, is what the lawsuit claimed. Combs' lawyer denied the allegations in a statement sent to Rolling Stone. No matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never assaulted or trafficked anyone, man, woman, adult, or child. That's what Diddy lawyer said. Diddy lawyer said he is innocent. He's never done this foolishness. We live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court. I don't know, Diddy. Pine says he worked as an executive assistant for Combs between December 2019 and December 2021. Claims he was prohibited from leaving requested party supplies in hotel hallways. Instead, he had to wait to be let in, meaning he was unwillingly exposed to the events in the room, the lawsuit alleges. Pines claims he regularly left very large tips for house cleaning crews to prevent them from reporting anything, and that his cleaning responsibilities extended to intimate videos as well. Plaintiff was further instructed to scrub Sean Combs' personal devices, including but not limited to personal phones, laptops, or tablets, or any compromising videos. In order to accomplish this unreasonable task, plaintiff would have to again unwillingly see the video and then erase it. Plaintiff was instructed that if any of Sean Combs' families sees the videos, either on the personal device or cloud-based storage, plaintiff would be terminated with negative comments so that he could never be in the entertainment industry again. Pine also claims that he was battered on one occasion when Combs allegedly began massaging him and then demanded he take a shot of tequila before he pushed Pines onto a female guest. We've heard this before, all right? Little Rod, one of the first male accusers to sue Diddy, said he went through something kind of similar. He was Diddy's producer, and Diddy was trying to essentially hook him up with Young Miami, who was one of Diddy's girls, Young Miami's cousin. And Lil Rod was like, bro, I was not trying to do all that, but I was forced to do it. So now we hear of another employee who says he was forced to engage with a woman. The article says Combs was rubbing the shoulders of the plaintiff, informing him to show loyalty to the king and to be intimate with the female guests. Oh, wow. Wow. According to the complaint, Pines was very uncomfortable and unsure what to do, but followed Mr. Combs' instructions out of fear that the plaintiff would be fired and blackballed. The filing further claims that after engaging in this intimate act for a few moments, Pine stopped and left the room upset. Pine alleges that during his employment, he witnessed Combs kick a guest in the buttocks and the stomachs. He also claims Combs infected an unidentified celebrity with COVID during his 51st birthday trip to Turks and Caicos. I'm not laughing that whoever this celebrity is got COVID, because I done had COVID, bro. COVID is crazy. But why is this in a lawsuit? Oh, God. The new lawsuit claims Combs, along with his companies, Combs Enterprise and Bad Boy Entertainment, and Christina Coram, a longtime senior employee. Hey, Christina, KK done been in a lot of lawsuits, man. They said KK is the alleged Ghislaine Maxwell to Diddy. So now we got to find out. This man is going to be called by the feds. This man got teeth. Now we going to find out, is KK going to be a co-conspirator? Is she going to be a defendant? Or is she going to be a witness and snitch on Diddy? Sis going to be snitching. allegation. The new lawsuit comes after more than 36 other plaintiffs have sued Combs since his ex-partner, Cassie, filed her initial bombshell complaint in November of 2023. Ventura's lawsuit sparked a criminal investigation that led to Combs' indictment on racketeering and trafficking charges in September. He has pled not guilty. Trial is set for May 2025. Within 24 to 48 hours, we gonna know if old Phillip Pines is a black man, white man, old guy, young guy, straight, gay. Hey, Phillip, I salute you, because they finna have all your business in the streets. All right, man, we finna move on to number 2, LaTroya Grayson. Let me find her information. Give me a second. All right, let's read this one. Diddy is facing another assault lawsuit, and this time the accuser has included pictures from the party where she was allegedly harmed. LaTroya Grayson, an Oklahoma woman, has filed a lawsuit against Diddy, Bad Boy Records, and a series of other companies over a 2006 incident where she claims she went to a Combs party and was assaulted. Here's the deal. According to the lawsuit, Grayson's siblings won a radio contest through K-Jams, a local Oklahoma radio station, which included round-trip airfare for the winner and a guest and a hotel room in NYC and 2 tickets to attend Diddy's white party in NYC. Why is Diddy giving away tickets to go to his white party? I don't know. Grayson says she and her siblings went to New York. She included in the complaint a photo of the alleged invite to the party and pictures of her Delta airline ticket to take from Tulsa to New York on October 16, 2006, and then back on the 17th. She also included pictures of a bill from the Roger Smith Hotel, a ritzy spot in Manhattan, paid for by Atlantic Records. Grayson said she and her siblings went to the party, which was changed to a black party, but were separated when entering the party, with Grayson getting in and her siblings being left outside. Grayson says witnesses circulated around the room with pre-made drinks, and after she said she only had 2, she began to feel sick and headed for the restroom. Grayson says she has no recollection of the rest of the night, instead waking up at St. Vincent's Medical Center. When she woke up, she said she had a ripped shirt, no underclothes, and most of her money was gone. We got a little tag here of her hospital bracelet. It's important to note Grayson remembers nothing about this assault she says happened, so she can't say with certainty who allegedly harmed her, and she never mentions seeing or speaking with Diddy at the event. She then flew back to Oklahoma, where she says she received a call from an anonymous female who she claims told her not to pursue action against Diddy because he was a celebrity and she would just be wasting her time. Was that anonymous female KK? The lawsuit filed by Grayson's attorney, Ariel Mitchell, says that out of fear and confusion, she chose not to report the assault at the time. As you know, Diddy is currently locked up in MDC, Brooklyn, awaiting trial. All right, let's see what Diddy's people had to say. Diddy's attorney said in a statement to TMZ, Mr. Combs have never assaulted anyone. Mrs. Grayson admits she has no memory of the events alleged in her complaint, does not know who supposedly was involved, and has never spoken to Mr. Combs. Her allegations against him are pure fiction. As we said before, Mr. Combs cannot respond to every baseless lawsuit and lawyer-driven for money grabs. He has faith in the judicial process. All right, so with this one, Diddy may slightly be liable because this was your party. So you technically are responsible for any and everything that happens there. So even if you were not the perpetrator, I can see why she's suing maybe Diddy, Bad Boy, everybody who was the business entities in charge of making sure everyone was safe here. I wonder, did she get a kit done? Like, is there any DNA involved with that? Or did she just kind of move on with her life? I guess we got to get into the lawsuit to see. All right, let's move on to number 3. All right, so this Jane Doe is being represented by Tony Buzbee. She says she attended a December 1991 charity basketball event at the City College of New York, which was co-sponsored by a then up-and-coming producer, Sean Puffy Combs. She and a friend was invited by an unnamed rapper set to appear at the event. She claims in her lawsuit when she and her friend arrived, she said the crowd outside was large and getting unruly, and she convinced the security guard to let her and the friend in early. Inside, they couldn't find the rapper, and the woman claims they were led to an office of the gym locker rooms where Combs had a makeshift dressing room set up. She says she didn't know who Puffy was at the time and asked if he could help her meet up with her rapper friend, and Diddy said, yeah, he'd make it happen. However, she alleges Combs handed her a plastic cup. He told her that contained Coca-Cola. She took a sip and immediately started to feel woozy and got up to leave, but she claims that Combs blocked her. According to the suit, he started touching himself and overpowered her when she started struggling. She alleges he pushed her down and violated her. Afterwards, she said she told Combs she was going to tell her rapper friend what happened, and she claims Combs threatened her not to do it because people can come up missing. The accuser says Combs then left to deal with something at the event, and she found her friend and they made their exit. In the suit, she says the scene outside was chaotic as people were running in every direction. She's actually referring to a stampede that broke out because the 1991 event was oversold. 9 people ended up passing away and many more were injured. So yeah, she claimed Diddy assaulted her back in 1991. We'll see how this one goes. Next up. All right, so now we're going to move on to the 3 men who are all represented by the same attorney. This guy is one of the lawyers who actually sued Harvey Weinstein. So let's take a look. This is coming from the Rolling Stone. All right, so in one of the new complaints, a John Doe alleges he attended a party at Combs' East Hampton home in the summer of 2020 and started to black out after drinking alcohol with Combs. He claims that he faded in and out of consciousness, and Combs and some of his associates took turns assaulting him. All right, a second John Doe alleges that he met Combs at Marquee nightclub in New York in 2019 and joined Combs and about 10 other people for an exclusive after party at the Park Hyatt Hotel. He says Combs personally offered him a cocktail that left him feeling disoriented. He claims that Combs looked at him in a vulnerable state and proclaimed, yeah, he ready to party. The plaintiff says he lost consciousness and later woke up lying on his stomach on a couch with Combs being intimate with him without his permission. He says an unidentified man and woman recorded the encounter. The John Doe claims that the next morning, the man from the night before gave him roughly $2,500, saying the money was from Combs. A third John Doe claims he met Combs around 2006 and started working for him and running errands. He claims that in February of 2020, he met up with Combs at a hotel to discuss missing job payments. He claims Combs mixed him a drink that he believed was drugged. He says he fell asleep and woke up to find that Combs had been being intimate with him without his permission. Okay, I got a question about this one. So you ran errands for Puffy in 2006 up until when? Because why are you meeting up with him in 2020? Maybe I need to pull the lawsuit and get some more details. All right. So Combs' lawyer says these complaints are full of lies. We will prove them false and seek sanctions against every unethical lawyer who filed fictitious claims against Combs. So the attorney for all 3 of these men is saying that they finally felt safe enough to come forward after Puffy was locked up and other people started sharing their stories. He says, and I quote, all 3 of the men who were involved in these cases were all threatened after the assaults with harm. So they've been frightened to come forward. I think that's part of how Sean Combs was able to do this for so long. They were afraid, but once there were publicity and people were aware there were others, you don't feel like you're the one who's going to be on the hit parade. The new complaint added to nearly 40 lawsuits previously filed by Combs in the past 13 months. Oh, Diddy. All right, let's get into the last one. This is going to be from Cassie's homegirl. So Diddy is facing another alleged abuse lawsuit with a woman claiming he dangled her over the edge of a balcony 17 stories off of the ground. Bryana filed the lawsuit in LA Superior Court earlier this week. Mind you, this took place November 30th, suing Diddy for battery, false imprisonment, and other claims. In the suit, she accuses Diddy of dangling her over the edge of a balcony at his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura's apartment in September of 2016. According to the documents, she was staying at Cassie's when Diddy came over late at night, at which point she claims he began groping her. She says she tried to resist, which is when he allegedly held her over the balcony. Hey, Diddy, you held this girl over a balcony at night? Boy, he had to be zooted out of his mind. Eventually, she claims Diddy pulled her back onto the balcony before she says he allegedly slammed her into some patio furniture, which included a table. She is seeking $10 million in damages. Diddy. she is one of the people who, Diddy, you probably should have settled with. And the reason that I say that is because she's Cassie's friend. Well, I don't know if they're still friends. I know when Cassie's lawsuit came out, she did say she lost some friends behind Diddy. So I don't know if this is one of them that maybe she lost. But if her and Cassie are still somewhat cool, Cassie's probably going to testify for her. And we have to know that there is some validity in this lawsuit because Cassie talked about this same situation in her lawsuit. So Diddy, I don't know, my boy. So man, that's the breakdown of all of the Diddy lawsuits. Leave your comments below. Do you believe any of these people, or do you think they just all trying to get some money from Sean Puffy Combs? Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.